welcome back. In some exciting news from Infosys this week, the global IT major has been associated with international tennis ecosystem for nearly 8 years, including high-impact properties like Roland Garros, Australian Open, ATP and International Tennis Hall of Fame. Taking it up several notches, Infosys now has launched a new campaign and announced global icons Rafael Nadal and Iga Świątek as its brand ambassadors. In a conversation with Irani, Sumit Virmani, global CMO of Infosys, shares the genesis of the tie-up and how the company is deepening its association with the digital transformation of tennis.
Hello and welcome to Storyboard 18, Sumit. It's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you, Dilsha. Thank you for having me, and I'm glad we're doing this.
So exciting news coming from Infosys. Tell me about this new campaign that you have just launched. Let's get into what was the genesis of it, and then of course we'll talk about the big news that's happening. But tell me about the campaign a little bit for now.
The new campaign that you're seeing right now, we call it Champions Evolve, and it's really the campaign that is designed to bring our promise of navigate your next to the fore. So in very simple terms, the change that you'll possibly see, or the audience will see now, is how we're using a route of brand ambassadors to really bring this campaign to life. What better metaphor than sports to really bring to life the concept of evolution, because we see these athletes, these champion athletes, not just get to the top, but stay on top year after year, and some of them decade after decade. And I think that's really the essence of this campaign and the metaphor of Champions Evolve.
All right. So Sumit, since you mentioned, of course, associations with champions and you're bringing on board certain tennis champions, tell me a little bit about who you're bringing on board and why.
We are getting two brand ambassadors to represent us in the Champions Evolve campaign. One is, of course, Rafael Nadal, one of the greatest men's tennis player the tennis world has seen over the last 2 decades. And then again, we are bringing the current world number one in women's tennis, Iga, from Poland, who's got a first Grand Slam at the age 19, and at 22 she's already 4 Grand Slams down, and on top of the rankings for 72 weeks in a row. So we're very excited to have these two players come and represent brand Infosys. Now, moving on to your second question of why, which is possibly as exciting as the first part. Now, you know that we have been associated with the sport of tennis very, very deeply for the last 8 years. In fact, Infosys Tech has been reimagining for the fans, for the players, for the coaches, for the tournaments and organizers at large. And we felt having the ambassadors of the sport to become the ambassador of the brand would be quite a natural evolution. And more importantly, both Rafa and Iga are someone we feel very deeply aligned and personify the values of brand Infosys. And I think that's fundamental when you look at an individual ambassador to represent the brand. The value alignment has to be seamless.
So, Sumit, since you mentioned, of course, Infosys is a long association with tennis. Tell me how that has sort of played out for you on a larger sort of scheme of things when it comes to the brand, whether it's in India or globally. How has the entire sort of tennis game plan worked out?
Well, I think it's been an incredible journey over the last 8 years, Dilshad. It was a very thoughtful choice of associating with the sport of tennis. As you know, it's the most popular individual sport in the world. 1 billion fans around the world, all key markets that we operate in, and it gives us a visibility with the tennis calendar through. From January through November. So in some sense, it's a fantastic platform to be associated with. So I think what's been extremely fulfilling is how we've been able to actually use the power of Infosys tech capabilities, especially our analytics and our Infosys Topaz AI platform, to reimagine the experience for a whole range of stakeholders. That's been truly exciting. And let me give you a few examples to bring home the point. If you look at the billion fans of the sport, as you know, most of them are not able to experience the sport as the fans who are sitting inside the stadium can. And many a times you may not even have an opportunity to actually have access to a live stream. And therefore, Infosys created something called the Match Beats. Now, Match Beats is a platform where, irrespective of whether you have access to live stream or not, you're able to follow through and get into a game in an extremely immersive way. Similarly, we created what we call virtual reality tennis, where fans who actually visit these tournaments have an opportunity to put on a headset and transport themselves to the center court, actually play like a champion, get their analytics, figure out their spin, and basically experience the game as possibly a top 100 player would. Nearly 500,000 sporting fans over the years have experienced this high courtesy technology. Uh, if you look at the players and the coaches itself, we've actually today created a player and coaches portal that is available on the tournament apps, accessed exclusively by players and the coaches, where Infosys AI is actually making your game history and game videos available for deep analysis.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have Tarun Jain, CEO of Tim Hortons franchise in India, and we are speaking to him about how the India journey has panned out so far and how are they planning to execute their plan of setting up 120 stores in the country by 2026.